Hello, let's see what is the energy for the month of June. I'm gonna pull three oracle cards and then I'm gonna do a reading. And this video will be the same, right? For all the people that are gonna watch this video, it's the same video, but it's gonna have a different meaning, a different impact on each one of you. Each one of you will make this reading unique because you're bringing to this video your experience. So really receive the message, work on what is for you and release what it's not for you right now, and maybe it's for someone else. Okay, so let's start with pulling the three oracle cards that they can give us the direction or the general vibe of this month, and they might connect or not with the reading, but let's see. The first one is deepening. Once you're on earth for enough lifetimes, your old soul will begin to long for non-grasping, detachment and surrender. They bring the peace of God. And even you don't believe in the God, there is the energy, universal energy. And I think about this month will be for some of you deepening your experience on earth, or deepening your experience in a relationship, in a connection, or deepening the relationship with yourself. Let's move on to the second one, which is sacrifice. Sometimes surrender is painful. God's cutting away all that needs to go, illusions, obsessions, addiction. It's a sacrifice to love. And it is. And for some of you, I think you have to release some kind of addiction, some kind of illusion in order to love. Maybe to love yourself, or maybe to love someone else, but you will need to surrender and release maybe actual addictions, or just like patterns, or just like illusion or obsession about something. Maybe you are a jealous person and you're obsessing, all this kind of stuff. We will see later if there is something more about that. But yes, sacrifice is also releasing the addiction to something that you have. Can be a substance, but can be also something more related to your emotions and patterns and habits. Okay, last one, grounded. Nice. Many of the most evolved beings on earth are regular folks living with joy, dignity, and courage. So this month is asking you, and I think this is connected to the sacrifice, the the surrendering, the illusion, and the addictions, and also grounding yourself. You know, wanting something that is more practical, something that is more real and stable. And again, each one of you will receive this message in a different way. Let's move on in the full reading for the month. I'm gonna use two oracle decks. One is a little bit special, it's different and very visionary, the Muse Tarot, and the other one is the Light Seers Tarot. Let's start with the general theme for the month of June. And if you want to skip the shuffling, you can just skip it and move to the reading. The first one is the theme is the Emperor. The second one is which goal you want to, or you have to pursue, which dream you have and you need to pursue. Got two cards. I'm gonna choose one, and I have the Seven of Pentacles. And then the obstacle, if there is an obstacle this month that you need to overcome or understand and face, the Fool. Okay. And then the success, what you are going to succeed, what is gonna be your success, what is something that Seven of Wands. And then what do you need to avoid? The the Six of Wands reversed. And what instead you need to embrace? Seven of Swords. And where you can find support or inspiration. Ace of Cups. A little advice, or maybe to see what is your direction, or if you are on the right direction, where are you heading, something. Let's see with this little last card what is happening. Let's do it again. Too many. Okay. And we have Justice. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Pentacles. So Knight of Pentacles requires a lot of patience. Lots of patience. And then it's funny because under the Knight of Pentacles, there is the Knight of Swords, which are completely different energy. It's the opposite. One is impulsive, one is like a little bit reckless, and the one instead it's very slow and it really thinks through before taking any actions. Are so different from each other, and maybe this will come later to us. Okay. Let's start with the general theme of the month is the Emperor. And I think this month for you is about creating structure in your life, see, we have the grounded, and I knew this card would be helpful. The Emperor is very grounded, it's very earth energy. Also, lots of swords energy, but lot of earth energy, very grounded. It thinks about success, it thinks about creating a container for your idea. So I think this month, it's the month for you where you need to create a container, and you do need to stay probably a little bit more in control of your environment, also the people you invite in your life, also the energy, the ideas you invite in your life, and also to give them a structure. Don't be naive. Don't be naive, right? I'm gonna keep these two cards here, the King of Swords and King of Pentacles, on the side because it's interesting. And I have another, it's so weird. I have another energy after this that it's completely different. Four of Swords and Four of Wands, which are completely different. One is resting and healing, and the other one is instead having fun and celebrating and partying and stuff like that. I'm gonna keep these out too because that's so weird that they came one after the other one. Okay, let's clarify the Emperor with this tarot deck. Okay, let's clarify. Let's see if we have something else to say about the Emperor. I was doubting that I was recording for a moment. And Seven of Emotions. Seven of Emotions, it's the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups is about being indecisive. Not being able to choose among different options. And a little bit wishy-washy too, like, see there are the fish and the um, water, and she's like really thinking, which fish do I want? I really don't know that. And instead the emperor is saying, let go of this attitude of not knowing what you want in your life, and what's the direction. Let go of that attitude and stay a little bit more in control of your environment, also of your mind. Doesn't mean that you want to control the outcome. It doesn't mean that you want to control other people. It only means that you have to stay a little bit more in control also of your emotional environment. And if it's not you, you are dealing with someone who is in control of their emotions. Let's say that, right? Okay. So stay in control of your emotional world. Don't get like pulled in all the directions that the Seven of Cups sometimes can create for you. Nice. Okay. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles for the what kind of dream you need to pursue. I think you building something, this something can be a project, uh, something that it's material, something that it's practical. We are talking about pentacles, so can be a creative project, can be a relationship too, can be a partnership, anything. You're building something. I see this like Seven of Pentacles. In this case, it's something that it's growing in this deck. So there are the roots, and probably you don't see right now all the results. So why we have this in the golden dreams? Because you are dreaming of this thing that you want to grow. Maybe you want to have a baby, maybe you want to get married, maybe you want to start a new company, right? All these things. And so you have this dream, and we have the Muse of Materials. Yes, Muse of Materials, it's in the it's in this deck, is the King of Pentacles. Again, material, wealth, stability. There is something stable you want in your life. And again, this grounded card, right? Something stable, something grounded. And you want this. This is your dream. And I think it's about, in this case, I think it's about having stability in something. And this can be in your job, this can be in your relationship, something that is like tangible. It's not like very much in the emotions or thoughts. It's more something external. I see this month of June more for the collective. I'm reading more on something material, something external to you, that the work that you're doing within you. So the collective I'm reading for, of course, we always do inner work, it's always everything connected, but it's more about, building a foundation for something, like letting something grow that is kind of like a relationship, a job, like, as I told you, a baby, maybe you want a family, something like that, something is growing. And yeah, and see, you are moving toward this dream. This card is beautiful for that. You are moving as a King of Pentacles. Masculine energy requires for this. You are moving toward this like dream of yours, and each one of you has a different dream. So if you have the dream of creating something stable in your life, just be patient. Be patient. This card is also about patience, because it will come. It will come. Maybe not at the time you want, maybe not at your timing. Again, surrendering, sacrifice, maybe in order for this to become stable and real, this thing to become more stable and real, you need to sacrifice something. You need to sacrifice an addiction, or the person you're connected. If it's about a relationship, also a company that a business partner, one of you has to release some illusions and some obsession, maybe the desire that everything has to be perfect. Since we're talking about pentacles here, sometimes pentacles, they want perfection, so they release to have everything figured out. But keep dreaming and be patient, because you are going toward this dream of yours, and it's so beautiful. And I'm curious to know, what is your dream? What are you working on? Do you want baby? Do you want a family? Are you working on a new company, a new project? Are you changing job? Just like, tell me more about that. Okay, the other card is instead an obstacle to overcome, and we have the Fool, which is really bizarre. An obstacle to overcome. I would feel the Fool. You are afraid probably to, and this is more an inner work of yours. You are afraid to jump into the unknown. You want everything, to be figured out, like I told you. 5 of emotions, so 5 of cups. So you are afraid. The obstacle is you, or the person, the energy you're dealing. There is here an energy of being afraid of jumping into the unknown for the fear of getting hurt, for the fear of getting disappointed. So you have to overcome this fear of jumping into the unknown. And because, getting hurt is part of life. And if you keep protecting yourself and staying in familiar territory, you will never know what's out there. And I think in this case, you do need to jump. If you want that dream, if you're following that dream, if you want to move toward that dream of yours, you need to jump into the unknown. Even if you don't have everything figured out, the only thing that is required to you is sacrifice. I think you have to know that the moment you jump, you need to make sacrifice. You and the energy, or the energy you're dealing with. There is sacrifice to be made about releasing something, an addiction, or there is something you need to sacrifice when you jump into the unknown. And that's maybe the 5 of emotions. It's emotional. It's not an easy path, that, but you can't stay in the familiar territory. So try to think where are, what is the fear you have about going into something new? What is this something new that you need to jump into? What is this leap of faith for you? Okay, now, and I'm still thinking about these 2 opposite energies that I saw at the bottom of the deck earlier, but maybe we'll go to that later, or maybe it's nothing, right? Okay, the next one is a success, and the 7 of Wands is about your value. I think you're gonna show your values. You're gonna be able to honor your values, and people will notice it. Let's see. Okay, let's see. We have 8 of inspiration, that is 8 of Wands, and 7 of Wands. So there are 2 cards, one come after the other one. I think the success is that the moment you will show your values, you will do things from a place of honoring your values and your beliefs and who you are. Everything will happen very fast. Everything will happen. Communication, if there is a communication that you're looking for, a movement forward will happen fast, but you have to really act and move in the world, move through the world, knowing that what you believe is sacred. What you believe is sacred. Your values are sacred. And of course we can change, the beliefs can change, the values can change in our lives. I'm talking about your actual beliefs, your actual values, what you truly desire, what you truly think it's true for you. The moment you're gonna show and honor that, everything is gonna happen pretty fast, you know. So do things that come from that place of honoring where you are now in life, and nothing less and nothing more. Okay, the next one, it's instead what you need to avoid. Six of Wands reversed can be that you need to avoid people that are not supportive for you, maybe. We also have here the 10 of materials, which is the 10 of Pentacles. And I see a tree full of beautiful roses with people around the trees. And I think there is something about community. There is a funk, and again, the 7 of Wands, I think the moment you will show people the true self, the true you, and you honor that, people will start support you even more, you know? So what I think you need to avoid is the people that are not supportive, people that want you to stay in a way that you're not anymore, people that are afraid of who you are becoming, of you being successful. So this is a reverse, and these are like 10 of Pentacles. In this oracle, it's like a community. So even energy outside you, or more people, or whatever, or a situation requires you to stay small. Get out of that, because you don't want to stay small. You don't want to, and you don't have to. If you keep around you people that want you to stay small, that don't recognize the person you are becoming, that is not helpful for you. You need to avoid that. Okay, let's move forward to instead what you need to embrace. What do you need to embrace? The 7 of Swords. I don't know why I said that. I heard the word compromising. Sometimes we need to compromise. Let's see what I get to understand better this energy. So I got the Knight of Voices reversed. So the Knight of Voices in this deck is the Knight of Swords, and I got the Knight of Swords here. Do you remember at the bottom of the deck? So what do you need to embrace? I'm gonna pull another one. This is a hard one, because I think the Knight of in general, the truth, the Swords suit is about communication, is about informations, and we have Swords. This one is like, in this case, I could say that it's someone, can mean, each tarot card can mean different things, but in this case, the 7 of Swords for me means something, not giving you all the information, hiding something to you. They're not sharing with you the whole story. There is something about that, because the Knight of Voice is reversed. So there is like some kind of obstacle between you and the whole truth, between you and knowing the whole story. And so I think you have to embrace not knowing the whole story. But let's see this other one, the Lovers reversed. And I think this one, the rest I don't think was about love, because it's a whole month, and there are a lot of things will happen in this month. So don't think that each like line is the same story. Can be different situation, can be each position of the cards can give you a different angle in a different situation in your life. And so I think this one is about love, and it's someone what I think it's that there is a relationship or a connection you are in, can be also with your, that doesn't have to be romantic. Usually it's romantic with the lovers, but it doesn't have to be romantic. But let's say that there is a relationship, and this person you're dealing to, they're not sharing the whole story, or embrace the fact that sometimes you don't have to share the whole story. You don't have to share the whole story about your feelings and your emotions. Sometimes it's not necessary. Sometimes there are things that can't be said. You can only feel them. I want to do one more for this one. 6 of Pentacles. Oh, this is a card about instead of sharing, but I see this, like, of course, with all this energy, I see, there is something that it's not being shared, about some information in a connection that it's not being shared, and you have to embrace that. Don't obsess about wanting to know. Release this obsession. See, needs to go. Illusions, obsessions, addiction. It's a sacrifice to love. You can love this person, this energy, or this person can love you, whatever. There can be love here, even not all the informations are shared. If there is something that it's not shared, because some people don't know how to share things about love. They really don't. And so embrace that. I don't know, this will mean, for each one of you will mean something different, So the next one instead is where to find support and inspiration, and we have the Ace of Cups, and again we are gonna leaning into something emotional here. And let's see why the Ace of Cups sits in what can support you. I think love can support you this month. You're gonna probably find a new way of love, a new way, because I see this, that you were used to express your feelings, to know everything, to have to be sure about everything, but at a certain point you're gonna sacrifice, you're gonna surrender, and you're gonna go deep within the energy that you're living, the experience you're living, where words won't be necessary. They won't. There will be a moment, I can see, there will be a moment, I can see that. There will be a moment where you realize no words can explain, what I'm feeling right now, what is this experience I'm living right now. Okay. Page of Inspiration and Page of Emotions at the bottom of the deck. I'm gonna keep also this one. And Page of Materials. Gonna keep all these pages. And Three of Voices. And also the Three of Voices, because I think it's gonna be profound. It's gonna be a new, as I told you, something new. Page are something fresh, something that is at the beginning, something that it's brewing, but you can see that and you can taste it, but it's fresh and new. And we have all the pages here except the page of Swords. Because why we don't have the Page of Swords? Because we don't need the mind for this one. For this experience you're gonna have, you don't need the mind. And that's very clear here. You have all the pages, but not the Page of Swords, because you won't need you will not need words, you will not need to use the mind. You will need to move in the heart center, you will need to move in the sacral chakra, feeling and emotions. You will need to, yes, still be grounded, because don't dream. No, it's gonna be real. That this tells you that yes, there is a lot of uh, feelings and passion and emotions, and but it's also real. This time is real. There is something real, and you don't need to talk too much in this situation. This is beautiful. This is incredible. Wow. Wow. I can't even. And the bottom of the deck, I have also the Three of Voices, and this tells me that it's going to be so emotional. There's going to be this moment for some of you that it's going to be so emotional and profound, and it's going to tell you something about love that you didn't know was possible. It's so beautiful. It's just like, understand, words won't be useful here. The mind, no, you won't. Go here. Move in the heart center. Move in the sacral chakra down. Sexual energy, creative energy. So beautiful. Okay, the direction, justice, right direction. You are on the right path, right? Let's see if there is something more for this justice. You are finding balance. You are finding fairness in life. Finally, fairness. And then we have the Queen of Voices, the Queen of Swords, which I always think that the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords, they are like justice together. They are justice, right? And I want to see, can I get the King of Swords? Let's see. I want another card to understand. I think there is some wisdom that you acquired in your life that you're gonna use in the future, I have two cards. And I have the Five of Pentacles reversed, which is that feeling that you are not anymore alone, that feeling that you are in a better place. I love that. And then we have the Two of Voices, which is like, I think this month is asking you to pause. There will be moments where you have to pause, except for this moment of of like love that some of you are going to experience. For the rest of the reading, there will be a growth where you're gonna use all the past experiences, all the past pain, the Five of Pentacles, or the moment you felt alone, you felt lost, and you felt unhealthy and maybe not abundant. All these moments, they're gonna become manure, I say in English. They're gonna become nourishment, okay? Nourishment for your future. They're not anymore a place where you're gonna see suffering or you're gonna go to suffer. They're gonna become that place where you're gonna move with awareness and with focus and with wisdom into anything of your life. But with the Two of Voices, I think there is also I think now I got this message, say, okay, you are this Queen of Swords, you are, wise, you were hurt in the past, but when it's about love, please try to place that bandage on that thing, that foulard on your eyes, and do not study too much the situation. Just still stay open to explore this aspect of love without, your eagle eye, right? I think that's the Two of Swords. I want to see the Two of Swords. I want to see if there is something more I can tell you. Let's put one more for the Two of Voices. Yes, I knew that the Two of Voices was about leaving space for emotions. Nine of Emotions, Nine of Cups. Yes, be wise, learn from your mistakes, learn from the past, but don't forget to leave space for emotions, because they're going to inspire you this month. This month, you're going to receive inspiration from something about love, a new way to love. Let's see. Oh my gosh, 40 minutes. I don't know. Do we have time for an oracle card? Oh, let's do that, because I do like ending with something for you. An oracle card to give us one more little advice for this reading. Okay. Chamber of Surrender, and we have surrender twice, so there is something about surrender, and maybe if I read the card we can know more about this surrender. 56. Chamber of Surrender. Listen, because maybe this is helpful for you. There's a mysterious pulse of life woven through every living thing. Everything changes, and so it should. Nothing is stagnant or permanent. So anything you attempt to control or cling tightly to will likely cause you to become out of sync with life's intelligence ways. Love that. And this card is your reminder to loosen your grip. This doesn't mean that the things you cling to for fear of nothing coming to take their place aren't meant for you. If you loosen your grip, they may indeed stay right there, but devoting all your life force to the clinging will likely leave you depleted, rigid, and stuck, as you rely on your personal will rather than the flow of life. Surrender requires courage and the faith that if you give it your all, that which is meant for you will find you. If you're looking to create something or call something in, and I think you have this dream, right? We were talking about this dream that you have. Think about what is your dream right now. So if you're looking to create something or call something in, surrender is an important part of the process. If you're having a difficult time in a relationship, surrender can be an essential ingredient. Surrender. Let go of the mind, move to the heart. Sometimes the way to shift something is to find a way to soften our rigidity around it. Whether your dream is for a relationship, a career accomplishment, a dream, remember, whether your dream is for a relationship, a career accomplishment, an acknowledgement, or to heal something all-consuming, surrender is key. This card comes with a message of hope and encouragement, telling you not to lose heart and to remember to keep telling yourself, I surrender, I surrender, I surrender. So again, I think in different aspect of your life, you need to surrender in your job, in your career. You will need to surrender, but staying grounded, finding that kind of stability that you are looking for, maybe in your family, blah, blah, blah. In love, I think you need to surrender in a totally different way. You need to surrender to a new idea of love. And oh my gosh, I will keep talking forever about this reading because it's so beautiful. And I think the thing that we saw about the different energies, Four of Wands, Four of Swords, and These are the different aspects of your life that you have to separate. Love, probably, where love will require you to move a little bit more slowly and to this Four of Swords, and to have this care for yourself and maybe for the other person that you are dealing with, and instead your career and your other things in your life where you need to have instead a more fast energy, more fiery energy. There is something about that. There is like these two different I can keep seeing in my mind these two different put love and put the career and other things in life into different compartments, and work with them in a different way this month, because they require different care and different attention. And I have to leave because it's a ridiculously long reading. So bye.